Today, Erin and I really want to break down a final year module that we did in January this year because we felt like it really impacted us, especially our thoughts around AI.
Yeah, so this episode's kind of going to be a two-in-one where we're going to record it for both Kristin's podcast as well as this project. And now I'm going to give a little bit of an overview of this project. Our module is called Writing for the Media, and it's a media-based project, but this year we took an AI focus. And what we had to do was break down AI through a human universal concept such as truth, agency. We did authorship for our group. And then 48 students get split into 12 groups. From there, our findings we present through video essays, which we put on Instagram. I'm sure some of you have seen ours.
Might have seen ours, yeah. Holy cow.
Holy cow studios.
See the cut.
And essentially what we really wanted to do was demystify AI. Then the symptom from that module is this book right here. Isn't it beautiful? We had a student design this. What this is a book with 15 principles on how we want to see AI education being implemented. These are principles that are derived from our experience breaking down AI through these universal concepts. And each principle is from a group with a specific focus. Let me just open it up. Ta-da.
The manifesto is called While the Machine Learns, but our module was called Writing for the Media, AI Autopsy.
Including in this book are a few introductions, one by me, one by our concept editor, one by our industry partner, Rina Lum, who is an influencer and investigative journalist, as well as pedagogical lessons on how to implement AI into our lives, or whether we should or not. And yeah, this episode, we're just going to talk about our experience. So I am the development editor for this project, and Chris is the outreach ambassador. To start, I would like to just ask, Chris, what were your thoughts on AI before this module?
If I'm being honest, I had no thoughts.
Mine empty.
It's like, okay, because I'm the kind of person, I'm not a very tech savvy person. I don't really know how to deal with like laptops and stuff like that. So whenever there's new tech, I don't engage in a conversation. So even though AI had already entered, I think, the university space early on in our degree, I just did not touch it at all. I think I tried it. I don't know, like just asked it something, but I didn't know how to like unlock its full potential, or like use it like strategically or whatever. So I just did not use it at all. That was me. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
I'm like the opposite. So before coming to uni, I did 2 years gap where I worked at an advertising agency. And this was like 2021. And already by the start of 2022, we were using AI in our marketing. We were using it to write, to strategize. And so I came to uni actually quite aware of AI and its uses.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think by the time I entered uni in 2023, people weren't using it as much. Like people weren't using it to the extent that they're using it today. Like now people use it for their final year dissertations, their reports. But back then it was still not that popular. I got to see like people using it slowly increasing throughout the years. And then by the time we did our dissertation, we were both using AI.
Expert AI prompters.
Yeah. But before this module, I was already very aware of AI, its technology. Yeah. So coming to this module, when we found out that we were going to be using AI, what were your first impressions?
I mean, I was like, okay, about time to learn about this. But actually, the module was very, very helpful for me, because I wasn't going to study it by myself.
Yeah.
So I think the module really forced me to learn it, and I'm actually so grateful because like AI is so integrated into like our society at this point already. So without this module, I feel like I would have been quite handicapped in a way. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, you make a good point. I think for myself as well, even though I was using AI quite a bit, I wouldn't have studied it without this module either.
Yeah.
Like, nobody thinks about really studying AI to the extent that we did in this module, which we'll talk about more later. For me, my first reaction was quite surprised because I knew from our seniors that this module was very demanding time-wise. And last year, the year before us, they did TikToks.
I see. Yeah. TikTok.
And they didn't do anything on AI, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then when Dr. Fuad, who is the governor of this module, said that we're focusing on AI, I was both excited because this is new and this is very relevant,
Yeah.
but also really confused about what we were supposed to do, you know?
I would say this whole module was really like go with the flow kind of.
Yeah, we were just making it up as we went.
Yeah, but I think in this module also, we used AI in two ways. First of all, as a okay, I always pronounce this wrongly. Like strategic analyst, strategic analyst. So that means we don't actually use AI to do our project for us, not to generate any image or videos or whatever. But we basically tell it that, hey, okay, you are going to be our advisor. This is our project. This is what we're supposed to achieve. This is our plan. This is our script. Point out the weaknesses, the strengths, and stuff like that. And we also learn to practice like critical thinking. When AI gives us its answers, we then test it based on what we know, our own context that AI doesn't have. Like, is this advice like applicable actually? Is AI hallucinating? That means like it's just coming up with things that actually don't make sense when you think about it deeper. So that's one way we use it, but AI was also the object of critique. So it was a thing we studied, we tested its limits, we broke it down, we documented the failures, and then we constructed our argument around that.
Yeah, and we also spent a lot of time unpacking theories about AI.
That was, I think, a very fresh perspective. Yeah,
that was really good, I must say. Like, we went into philosophy, we went into capitalist theory, we went like old theories, new and fresh theories. We looked at articles being published by industry experts like the World Bank. So we really got a lay of the land, a lay of the industry. And personally, I know a lot of people who are very anxious about AI taking their jobs. Like, we hear it all the time, like amongst our peers, that people are getting laid off for their jobs. But after this module, I feel okay.
Like, you feel like AI is not gonna come after me, like in my job?
I can keep up, you know? Which I think was the best part of this module.
I think it was empowering. And I think that was like the learning outcome of the module, right? Is for students to be able to trust that, hey, what I can do and what I can bring to the table is something AI cannot. But you have to like really study it. What is AI great at? But what is it that's inherently human that it cannot do?
Yeah. And speaking of this module and how confident we are, like I said, each group had a different focus. They had a genre, such as mockumentary, public service announcement, deconstructed tutorial, and then they had a concept. Ours was authorship, and then PSA, public service announcement. But we took a real close look at universities, which kind of puts us at a little bit of a head start in this project. Because we had been thinking about the university space in AI since January, February.
Okay, we decided on this a bit late. Maybe like...
We've decided.
I feel like March only or something.
Really?
Okay, because like...
So late?
I don't know, we were like, we really struggled to come up with...
true.
Like what direction we're going into.
Because AI is like in everything.
So... I actually don't remember, but...
Okay, but still a lot sooner than our peers.
Yes. I mean, I think this manifesto is really about how we desire AI, how we want to see AI being taught in educational spaces, especially in universities. But our project during the module already was talking about that. So I feel...
Yeah, and the premise of our project during the module, so our assignment, our video essay was, what was it?
I remember we had a thesis statement.
What was it? The question was, is this the death of the university?
No, that was what we started off with. But I think our whole thesis statement was that the university is a fossilized and commercialized institution, and which repeats the logic that AI runs on. And because it does that, well, there's a reason why AI can do our assignments so easily for us. And I think most of the argument around uni students using AI is like, oh, they're lazy, or like maybe we should ban AI. But what we asked was, if AI can do your assignments, what is your university education teaching you? What is it actually supposed to teach you?
Yes, and then we also looked at the Humboldtian model of education, where we wanted to bring like a more human perspective towards education in university. And one of the key concepts was cura personalis, which is Do you want to give the definition?
Yeah, it's a Latin phrase that means care for the entirety of the person. It comes from the Catholic and also Jesuit tradition of education. And basically, it's this relationship between the teacher and the student, where the teacher should care for the student in their entirety, looking at their gifts, their weaknesses. Yeah. So it's a very like personalized, very human to human connection compared to what we have now in university, where it's one lecturer to many students and it's about just relaying information and things like that.
Yeah, and it's very task-based. And me personally, I mean, I think we're both quite studious people. We really care about education, we care about learning. But at that point, I had never really thought so much from like a wider perspective of my education
Yeah.
and what I was doing at uni. So one of the questions I actually wanted to ask was, how did the Holy Cow project specifically, where we questioned like, is AI going to replace uni? How can uni step up? Changed our perspectives on our uni experience.
I feel like, okay, wait, let me
Take
think
a
of something.
moment.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a heavy question.
Yeah, it's like I think like what you said, I've always valued my education, but I think I only thought about myself. I wouldn't think about what about the other students who are struggling. I've always felt like, okay, if you're not a studious person, you don't really perform in the system. I understand that people have their other gifts, so I'm not one to like discriminate in that sense. But I think this project actually helped me to value the university even more, because it's not just like, okay, at least I can find something to be grateful about this place, and so I feel like my university education was worth it, but that this is actually what the university is supposed to be. Like, it provides space and time for people of like similar ages to come together to wrestle with these things, and not just like information, but also like what does it mean to be human? Who am I? What do I really want to do with the rest of my life? And learning from our lecturers and things like that. So I know the start of our project was very dire and very like the death of the uni, like AI can replace all this. But we really turned it on its head. And in the end, we really said like the uni needs to step up. And the uni needs to recognize that there's so much that it provides that actually AI can't, but AI education can supplement that, but it cannot take away inherently what the uni provides.
Yeah, definitely my perspective changed from, okay, my individual performance to the uni as a whole and like what the uni space provides. I think for me, especially how we're connected to incredible lecturers who have experience, who have such knowledge and maturity in our fields. And that's a very rare opportunity, but also how the uni is a space where different fields of knowledge come together, right? So our university has science faculty, humanities faculty, and many different courses. I think the only ones they don't provide are like law and philosophy.
I mean, for our uni.
For our university.
Which is the University of Nottingham.
Malaysia campus, yeah. But this intersection of different fields of knowledge is actually so important.
Yeah.
It's so important because that's how new knowledge is created, but also that's how we grow as a person, where we're able to refract and iron sharpen iron each other, right?
Yeah. Iron sharpen iron.
To use that phrase.
Yeah. And like, I might be jumping a bit ahead right now, but in preparation for my role as the outreach ambassador for this manifesto, I actually read this book called The Human Algorithm by Flynn Coleman. In her book, it's quite a positive take on AI, actually. I was quite surprised. A realistic one in the sense that recognizing its weaknesses and how it can be used to exacerbate inequality. She talked about combinatorial creativity. She said that within the development of AI, you need to have people from different industries, expertise to come together and figure this out together. It can't just be the tech people or the businessmen or the politicians. You need to have anthropologists, philosophers in the conversation, student voices, like who are the most affected being part of this discussion, because that's how we are able to build technology that benefits all or as many as possible.
That's true. Yeah, like, I mean, also to quote our favorite Dr. Anthony Bear, whom we interviewed for this project, and his field of expertise is psychology and AI. He's like, oh, you know, like these computer science people, they're building this technology, but they have no idea what they're doing. Because this technology has such a wide impact on the economy, politics, sociology, all fields of, life. People don't realize the full extent of it. I mean, we have people in like the global south who are, what is it, data labelers?
Yeah, data
Who
labelers.
work really hard and who face really difficult conditions of work for this technology to progress. You have people using it for therapy. You have people using it in war,
Yeah.
in war strategy. Like this technology, which has only really been integrated into our lives a few years ago.
Yeah, faster than we can keep up and understand.
Yeah, which is scary.
Yeah.
But like we said, I think this module really, I think it showed us the reality of what's happening. It sobered us very much to what's going on with this technology, but also empowered us, as Chris said. But I remember during the module, we were very focused on the assignment of holy cow, right?
Yeah.
Very, very
It
focused.
stressed me out, man. Like,
Blood, sweat, and tears. We put a lot of effort, and all groups put a lot of effort into their projects, and they really took it seriously. I was really impressed by a lot of our classmates' projects,
One of the things our lecturer drilled into our heads for this module is like, no simplistic answers. No, AI is good, AI is bad. We should ban AI. But to leave the viewer in a
web, not
in
a
a web.
query. Like we quote that all the time.
Okay, like how do we like not oversimplify this? Which is difficult, right? Because
Yeah.
it is such a complicated issue.
Yeah, and people want simple answers.
Yeah.
Right. Like we went on a podcast yesterday, the Good Cost Show, and at the end he's like, "So AI, yes or no?"
And then you were like, hold on, man, doesn't work like that.
Yeah. I'm really proud that we didn't give in. But yeah, at the time, we were very focused on the assignment, and I feel like this project only picked up at the end of this module, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think we didn't even know that this manifesto would be created at the start. We were told that each group would have to come up with like, a manifesto.
True, but it was like, for me,
it was like, okay, like what was like the summary of your learning, that kind of thing.
yeah.
And then we struggled really hard to make our manifesto like on education and
Our
authorship.
principal, I think, took like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or something. We had like 10 drafts and like 20 ideas. I mean, because we really wanted to convey what we learned, and it's hard in a single principle, but I think it still captured it quite well.
Yeah.
But I would like to shift the conversation more towards this project now, away from the module. When the module ended, and then Dr. Fuad was recruiting a team to lead this from students from the classroom, I applied for development editor in April.
Still while we were doing the
Still
module,
while we're
actually.
doing, but more towards the end. I think only in May this became more of a forefront project.
Yeah.
Whereas for Chris, how did you become ambassador? I don't know if you applied, right?
No, I did not apply because I did not think that I would be able to like embody this role. Yeah.
She underestimates herself.
Yeah, but actually in the early stages of this project, I think the manifesto wasn't even printed out yet. But Dr. Fuad wanted to do a podcast with me to talk about it, and I was like, I don't know why he wanted to talk to me about it, but I think knowing my background, being a content creator for quite a few years, he knew that about me, and I think he wanted to get my thoughts. And of course, I think, like both of us said, we are quite participating
Students.
participating students in class. So yeah, so after the conversation I had with him, that is when he asked me like, I'm thinking like, do you want to be Irish ambassador? Then I was like, I don't feel like I can do this. And obviously he told me why, like, you are used to meeting people, you're great at connecting, and like you can do like media things, like I'm comfortable. But I told him that me talking to people online about my life or about like food, is different from like AI education. Like who am I? Like what do I know? I think I felt that way. One thing he told me though is that I'm paraphrasing him. I'm paraphrasing it because I don't exactly remember. But something along the lines of, you can't wait until you feel ready to do things that are outside your comfort zone. Like, you will never ever really feel ready.
True, that's true.
Yeah, so actually I don't really know what made me say yes in the end, but
Did I convince you?
I think did you talk to me about it?
Okay, I'll be honest. I told Dr. Fuad to take Chris. I was like, Chris would be great for this. Please. But also because I mean, I love you.
Yeah.
And we work so well together, and I thought we'd be great on this team. But
Yeah.
I do remember encouraging you to take the role.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I got like peer pressure into doing this. But I'm very grateful though. I think I'm learning a lot. Yeah. It's uncomfortable. Like we can talk about it later on, like how stressful this role is, or like the things we had to do to prepare for our roles. But yeah.
Yeah, I think for my role, it is very different from Kristin's. So Kristin as Outreach Ambassador, she's kind of like the face of this book. So when we have meetings, when we pass the manifesto on to higher organizations, we often have her at the forefront, passing it over. She's in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Whereas my role is as development editor, I'm more like in the background.
Yeah.
I'm editing, planning. I wrote for this as well. I'm the one taking the photo.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you did a lot of groundwork. Like this book is really possible because of you. I mean, yeah, and also the students who designed it and things like that.
Yeah.
But you kind of got like reeled into everything. Like now
That's
she's at all
true.
the meetings.
That's true. Oh my gosh, I'm everywhere.
But was it actually because I asked you to be at the first meeting? She didn't have to be there, but I was like, Erin, I need you to be. Because we were meeting the Ministry of Higher Education, and I'm like terrified. I was like,
we were all scared.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like my strength is, like connecting with people, maybe being like bringing the warmth. But in terms of like the depth of knowledge of this project, or even about AI education, I feel like she has it. Like you have it, like in you, like really, like yeah. So
I definitely think because I've been development editor, and I kind of started working on this a bit earlier than the rest of the team with Dr. Fuad. I have more like background information, more insight. Like I know what's going on.
Yeah. I feel like her understanding is more nuanced. Like, I'm just gonna say
maybe I don't know.
So when we had a podcast recording yesterday, and like sometimes when people ask us questions that I'm just like a little hesitant to answer, I just like to Erin, and I'm like, and she'll handle it like, and she always does really well. Yeah.
Actually, Chris and I so yesterday's podcast on the Good Cause Show was quite a big turning point for our journey in this. We were really nervous leading up to it.
Yeah.
And I remember we called a few days before it, and I was like, Chris, I have imposter syndrome. I'm so nervous.
I'm not all in. I don't know why you guys think I know this. I don't. Like, oh, girl, calm down. I mean, okay, no, I didn't say that, but I was like, I have full faith in Erin. Like anything she says, I'm backing it up. Like really.
Yeah. And same, like
okay, I don't know about that.
No, I do. I genuinely like, I think I've told you before, if I ever had to choose somebody to be like my spokesperson, I would send Chris. But like, at least for us, we spoke so much about how we contribute different strengths to this project. Like, sure, I have quite I have more understanding of the background. I've wrestled with this for a bit longer. Maybe I have a bit more depth and understanding. But Chris is such a great ambassador in this. She brings the warmth. She builds the rapport. She's so good at connecting with people, which I really couldn't. But then even further, like other members in our team. For instance, we had Tanya from year 2 econs design this. And her design, I mean, it's spectacular.
Stunning.
The eye... Like only later we were like, you know what? This eye is really interesting. Like to see without seeing. Wow, Tanya really ate with this. Yeah. And then another shout out to Yukta, who is our campus ambassador.
Yeah.
And she also joined us for the podcast. And she brings such a light-hearted funness to it all.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I can get quite serious, but then she's really just the fun of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think between the three of us, I think we work really well.
Yeah.
And going back to our dynamic, I feel like, sometimes we struggle to believe in ourselves. I think having someone who has complete trust and faith in the other person, I don't know, for me, I know it helps me to keep moving forward. Because even though I don't think I can do it, like Erin thinks I can do it, like our lecturer who has been so supportive and really sometimes letting the rein go and being like, okay, you guys go. He won't be there.
Yeah.
Y'all handle the 2-hour conversation. Yeah.
Actually, big shout out to Dr. Fuad.
Yeah.
I hope he gets shy from this. Like, really, he's been such a great support.
Yeah.
He's really like so attentive to us and has been guiding us, and he sends us reels and
all
readings.
the resources.
Yeah. And we have a group chat, and he's always there for us. I think at the start, this project was very much led by him, but like Chris said, he's slowly trying to let us take over.
At the start also, like this manifesto was something that he really envisioned. Like none of us, we were like, what is this? What is he trying to do? Like, where can this go? This module is already over. He was like, let's print it, let's get the people. Like, do you want to be in the team? And I'm going to pitch for this meeting and that meeting. I realized we didn't exactly explain the different meetings that we've been having.
Yeah, let's do that now.
Yeah, but we've been meeting different external parties to talk about the manifesto, to tell them like this is what we've done in the classroom, and this is actually the result of that, and these are real student voices, and we want to be heard in the discussion of AI, especially in Malaysian context. Yeah, so we actually met the Ministry of Higher Education,
the National AI Office.
National AI Office.
Why is my brain going blank? We have so many big meetings. Oh, Celicom DG, which is who is a former partner of this module, Trapper Group, who is also a former partner. We have meetings pending for
PwC and
the World Bank, right?
Yeah, and the World Bank. But I think PwC meeting is confirmed, and YTL actually, because they are building like a Malaysian AI tool called Ilmu AI. So we're really talking to these like big players in the industry and saying that, hey, we want to be part of this discussion. This is what students are feeling. And I think this is another principle that we want to see being applied as AI is being developed in this country. It's something I actually read from the Pope's manifesto. Like I've been reading Magnifica Humanita. I'm not done yet.
It's quite long.
Yeah, it's really long. 90 like paragraphs in, and he still hasn't talked about it. This is like building the foundations, right? But one of the principles he mentioned was the principle of subsidiarity. That decisions have to be made as close as possible to the people who will be the most affected by these decisions. So what we don't want is for decisions to be made by those people up there, and we just like, and the decision is handed over to us already made, and we have to live with the consequences. So I think this manifesto is really putting like student voices out there.
Especially because there are right now a lot of policies are being made by higher ups, by organization, by business, by academics, by scholars. But us in the education space, in the university space, students who deal with this on the daily basis, there is a gap in between what they know about our experience and what we can bring to the table.
I think one thing that Dr. Ford was very surprised about, and the guy that we did the podcast with, his name is Vinod. Shout out to him for giving us that opportunity to do the podcast.
Yeah, he was great. He's really tall as well.
But what they were really surprised is that actually people in our generation are not so keen on AI. Actually, we're more skeptical.
We're quite ambivalent. This word ambivalence has been going around. It's like the word of the past few months. Which is the state of kind of being caught between two feelings. To use that description.
Yeah, I mean, in the case of AI, it would be like love and hate. Students love using it for their assignments, yet they feel like by using it, they are sort of like outsourcing their thinking, and they become unable to do their assignments by themselves. They become reliant on it. That's one example.
True. Our generation is actually more self-aware than you would assume. And we're feeling the erosion of our minds through slop, through doom scrolling, through AI. Like we have this anxiety. Like we wear it like a blanket. Like we feel it and we talk about it all the time. Like I recently, some guy, an alumni, just picked up my couch, my cupboard, because I'm moving out, and I don't know this dude. He graduated a year before me in biomed, and I was like, let's just get breakfast because it was early. He straight away starts talking about AI, and I don't have a job, and I'm not getting paid enough, and life is hard, and I feel like, like I don't even know him, but it's real. It's on the tip of everybody's tongues right now. Which is why this is very important, and this is also why we believe in it. And I think Dr. Fuad had such foresight to see this coming, and I would say hope is very contagious, and I think his hope and excitement for this, it influenced us. And
I would say so.
Very much. And we hope this also does the same for other people. That not just in like education spaces, in the university space, but like Chris said, to reclaim autonomy over the policies that affects our lives
Yeah.
in all kinds of spaces, you know.
Yeah.
I would still say this project is very much student-centered and very
Right.
much student-led.
We also have a lot of support from our university. And we know that there are lecturers behind the scenes who are really advocating for this project.
Yeah.
So we also really appreciate that.
This project has actually gotten a lot of support that we didn't expect. Like we didn't expect to get this far.
Yeah, we were like,
every like week something new comes up. Like there's this new meeting, there's
Yeah.
a new stakeholder, a new interest, and we're really going where the wind blows us. And it's keeping us on our toes, but it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, no, but we used to hate it. Because during the module, like Dr. Fuad is kind of like this as well. I mean, you know, like with industry updates every week, things change. And so some of our module requirements also changed here and there. So we were like, oh, you know, because we desire like stability, security. Just tell us what we need to do and we'll just do it.
Yeah.
But I think learning to ride the wave and learning to respond, knowing when to push and pull, that kind of thing, is actually a skill of its own. Yeah.
I mean, I think you just perfectly encapsulated our mindset shift towards education as well, right?
Yeah.
Like we went from being very task-based, like, okay, I have an assignment, I need to get done with this assignment. What does this assignment require of me? And our thinking is very limited to this box. And that's how we approach this module, this project. But now we're like, okay, the box has been removed. Where can my curiosity take me? Where will
the sky's the limit. I mean,
the sky's the limit. I think that was a great overview of our experience in the team here. For time purposes, let's shift towards our current thoughts on AI, both in education and in general. Like just shoot your shots. Give us your hot takes.
Okay, for me, the more I know about AI, the less I use it. Yeah, I mean, okay, I know at the start.
Actually, I haven't used it in a while.
Yeah, I mean, okay, at the start, I didn't even use it at all. But I started tinkering with it, and like, I mean, we had to use it kind of like for our project. And like, I think now, okay, another outcome of the module was that I feel like I know how to prompt AI better. So technically, I know how to use it to get me better answers. But the more I learn about it, whether it's like the psychological impacts or the environmental impacts, the less I reach out to it actually. Yeah, but I'm not denying that AI is very effective for certain reasons, and in certain industries, especially in like the medical field, where like new discoveries of medicine can be found. It is great, but also my question is always like, what are we losing whenever we use it?
Yeah. Definitely me as well. Like I think I use it less, but I also use it a lot more cautiously.
Yeah.
I'm very considerate to how much of myself I'm giving into the AI. You know?
Yeah.
I might use it for a few things, especially if time is short. But yeah, how much of my own, like, because AI learns from us, especially generative AI, it takes information from us as much as we do it. So I'm very cautious about how much of my own information I'm feeding into it. And that made me think of the sound tech guy from the podcast that we did yesterday. Some of his friends, they're part of this movement where they push, like they feed slop into AI to make it worse, right? And it's, I mean, it might have an effect on like how good AI can produce content now. But that's just to show you the extent that AI does learn from us. That's why activists are taking this approach to, destabilizing it.
Yeah. And I think one view we've been trying to have on AI is less of like a personal view, but more of like a structural, taking it like to the structural level, because a lot of people, the reason why they use AI is they say like, because I just need to do so much work and it's not humanly possible, so AI helps me to do that. But I think my question would be, why is it that we are required to do something that's so humanly impossible in the first place? Like, why are our employers demanding that? Why is it that, like, is more efficient always better? Like, I think I take a step back and like question the reason that people give. Yeah. Again, there are cases where you definitely need to use AI as a quick fix. Like, so I don't want people to then feel like, oh, if I use AI, I'm not being critical or whatever. But I think just to ask these things, ask like questions like this, like question the why.
Actually, side note, I also think that's one of the reasons why I really support the Pope's encyclical, is because in a sense it could also give religious workers an authority to deny AI usage in the workplace, because definitely a lot of the organizations we're going to are very matter of fact in their stance that if we don't use AI, we can't keep up. You know?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of people feel that sentiment. Yeah. But I agree with Chris. I think AI, I think our stance, even from Holy Cow, was that AI is very much an exposing light to a lot of structural issues that are already in place.
Yeah.
The technology itself is very impressive. It's
Yeah.
great. Like, it can do great things.
Yeah.
But the system that it's born from, as well as it's born into, is, well,
That's a lot of problems.
has some risks
Yeah.
in how it's being used and how its effects might play out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in our podcast with that guy, at the end, he asked us, right, like very simply, like, so AI good or bad, yes or no? I really like both of our answers. I think because I think it covers quite a few bases. But for me, my answer was like, well, we get to decide how to use AI. Will we use it for good, or will we use it for evil and wicked reasons, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my answer built on that in the sense that, but then we also need to break down and look at good for who, bad for who.
Yeah.
What's the measure of these judgments of AI, right?
Yeah.
And I hope that this project really prompts people to think back to that. I think this project is very much calling us back to what makes us human, right?
Yes.
That's the whole premise, is how can we use AI in education without losing what makes us human? And yeah, I mean, these are our personal opinions right now.
Yeah.
But we hope this project is prompting people to think about it.
Yeah.
Right. Just to wrap up, let's share where we would like this project to go.
Well,
Like in the next few months, can even be further.
yeah, I mean, we have meetings lined up even up until August, right? Yeah, because obviously some of the parties you want to meet are really busy and they have a lot of things, priorities. I think the meetings will continue, and it's kind of hard to tell where this will go because it depends on who's, I don't like to use the word buying in, but who sees value in what we're doing. And I mean, there are plans for the module that we went through for like a 2027 edition focusing on AI discernment. I think that's going to be really interesting because it's really looking at not just, okay, how does AI work and can I use it in this way, but should I use it even if I can?
Yeah.
How do we discern? Because I think discernment is something that it's a lost skill that like it's a bit scarce in this economy at the
True,
moment.
that's true. And it's also something that takes time and embodiment and placement to really develop. It takes a lot of resting to develop.
Yeah.
It is the next step from, okay, we've gone from how do we use AI, how do we use AI critically, to how do we use it with discernment. And discernment is really like Chris said, should we use it? What do we lose from using it? How do we ground it in our own experiences? How does our humanity play a part into this? Looking at wider fields of AI usage.
Yeah. And like low-key, I kind of wish that everyone went through the module that we went through. Yeah. I mean, I don't say that in the sense that I hope they all have the same view on AI because I know we're going to differ.
Yeah.
And I also understand that we are like communications, like humanities students. But I think for everyone to go through that process and to have like their own stance on it.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. That's what we'd like to see in AI education, is to see people like demystify it, for people to really understand what it is. Because like we said at the start of this podcast, we probably wouldn't have learned about it in our own time if not prompted. And now that we have been, and now that we have broken it down, we see the value in that. I'm really excited to see how our juniors take this project on. You know, how they might do it differently, what their takes might be. I feel so old saying that.
But I mean, we're also going to pass the baton over because we're definitely like, we're not in uni anymore. Like, we're going to graduate soon.
And to see like this building a culture at the university, and maybe even wider, of critical youths. You know, youths who, because there'll be new technologies and new trends in our life coming forward again and again and again. And each time, how does the youth stand up and face it? You know, how do we take agency over our futures? You know, whether it's AI or the next technologies. You know, I'm really excited to see this contribute to cultures down the line. I think that's all we have for time today.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about the manifesto, unfortunately, this is not being published like for public distribution, but we do have a website where you can find the principles, the preamble. There are even like some introductions written by Erin herself.
Quite a few texts that are in here are available on the website, and some are downloadable, as well as links to the projects, because in this manifesto we have the project descriptions, but the Instagram links can be found on the website, as well as other podcast episodes related to this project.
Yeah, and the website is ai-autopsy.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's available in English and Malay. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're listening to this, I feel like you probably listen to English, but like, just so you know, like, share it to your Malay speaking friends. Like,
Yeah, do help us build hype around this, because we really believe in it, and we hope that this starts conversations that are really important at this time.
Yeah, there's also a public campaign called Senangka that's actually being done by one of the groups in this module.
Who are excellent. They're really great in producing content.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.